tandang-tanda namin na kayo po ay naging Secretary of Agriculture at nung kayo po ay nakaupo bilang kalihim, ay nagkaroon ng matinding rice shortage at napakamahal na bentang bigas at nauwi pa nga sa rice tariffication. No? Na batas.
Lucy,
Na, yun na nga, ano po ba ang assessment ninyo ngayon nitong batas na ito?
Lucy, alam mo, medyo mali yung background na yan. Let me just explain this very clearly. There was no rice shortage. There was an increase in rice prices, mainly because the supply was manipulated by the traders and the middlemen. Why do I say that there was no rice shortage? Look, in 2016, ang harvest ng Pilipinas was 17.6 million metric tons lamang. Walang rice shortage ng 2017. Noong 2017, first full year ng Duterte administration, we recorded our highest harvest in history, 19.28 million metric tons. Bakit nagkaroon ng problema sa bigas? And by the way, let me clarify. During the so-called rice crisis, ang NFA was not under DA. I was not even part of the NFA Council. Ang nangyari kasi, every lean month, a lean period, nag-i-import ang NFA as buffer stock. Preparation for June, July, August, yun yung mga buwan na yun. As early as the last few months of 2017, humihingi na ang NFA sa NFA Council na payagan silang mag-import ng buffer stock nila for 2018. Ang problema at that time, the NFA Council was still under Secretary June Evasco, Secretary Dominguez, and so on and so forth. No? Hindi nila panayagan yung NFA na mag-import. So pagdating ng lean months, nawala yung 27 peso na bigas ng NFA sa palengke. And when the traders saw that, they manipulated the prices to the point that the prices went up to as high as 80 pesos. Now, why am I saying that there was no rice shortage? Because if you had the money, you could buy. Umabot nga lang ng 70 yung presyo na bigas. And then, right after that, nung pumutok yun, inilipat sa DA under me ang NFA. And I became the council chairman. Right away, I ordered the importation para sa buffer stock. Right away, we were able to stabilize the prices. But looking back, Lucy, I believe that that action by the NFA Council, which was dominated by economic managers, was actually made deliberately to justify the imposition of the rice tariffication law.
Kung by way of legislation, kung mananalo kayo, anong balak niyong amendahan? Kasi matagal nang pinag-uusapan yung price and supply manipulation sa rice industry.
Actually, wala namang problem.
Apart from, saka dun sa rice tariffication law, balak niyo ba completely repeal o ia-amendahan lang?
Actually, Ami, as I've said earlier, dalawang version yung RTL. Kasi talaga namang papapasukin talaga natin, ililift talaga natin yung quantitative restrictions. Because dumating na yung punto na, of course, no, committed tayo sa WTO. Pero ang problema doon, binuksan nila. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng safety nets, lahat ng safeguards, tinanggal. And they allowed the unimpeded importation of rice, which was wrong. Ang ating punto is that let's amend the law. Number one, let's look at the tariff schedule. Kasi ang nangyayari, kaya hindi bumaba yung presyo ng bigas sa palengke, ang ini-import ng mga traders yung premium rice, yung jasmine ng Thailand, yung long range ng Vietnam, basmati, which are actually very expensive varieties. So instead of bringing down the price of rice in the market, tumaas at nawala yung 27 pesos na bigas ng NFA. Kasi ang NFA ngayon, buffer stocking agency na lang. Now, what do we intend to do? We will review the original version of the RTL, the Congress version. And let's go back to that. We will still fulfill our commitments with the WTO. We will bring down the price of rice in the market, allow consumers to have access to rice at 30, 32 pesos. And of course, make sure that our local farmers are not injured by the unimpeded importation of rice. Ganon na naman kasimple yun. Hindi naman natin tatanggalin lahat yan. Babaguhin lang yung batas so that lahat ng mga problema na yun ma-address natin.
Pero sir, what kind of regulation do you want to put in terms of amending the RTL? In other words, kasi what you're saying is that yes, we are still committed to WTO, but we want to put in place some sort of regulation pa rin. What kind of regulation po?
Actually, ganito yan eh. Itong version na ito ng Senate sa RTL, Ed, allows the President to adjust the tariff schedule, o yung tariff rates. Na kung halimbawa masagana yung ating ani, pwede niyang itaas yung tariff rates para hindi makapasok yung imported na bigas. Ang problema dyan, doon sa batas na ginawa nila, they only allow the President to act on this when Congress is not in session.
Okay.
And more often than not, that's a very small window for the President. At nangyayari yun, hindi during the harvest season, kundi during the 5 months. So yan ang naging problema natin na while the President is empowered to adjust the tariff rates, tinalian nila ang kamay ng Presidente na hindi makaakto at the right time.
Ano pa?
Okay.
Kasi
Sir,
nakaset na yun no? At 35%, basta yun na yung rate, right? At basta kahit kailan, wala nang quota system. Tsaka yung isang question doon, sir, ibabalik nyo ba yung NFA control? I mean, mababalik pa ba yun? Is that
Hindi naman siguro control, Lucci, but regulatory powers, supervisory powers. Because right now, the NFA cannot even check the warehouses if the traders are holding the rice or if they are manipulating the rice supply or the prices. Wala nang power yung gobyerno.
Walang enforcement authority.
Wala na. Pati yung pagbebenta ng bigas sa palengke na nung nalipat sa akin for a few months yung NFA, inayos namin, talagang merong distinct and very clear classification. Ito regular milled, ito well milled, ito premium. Huwag niyong baguhin yan. Ganyan ang classification natin. Ngayon kung ano-ano nakikita mo, may sinandoming, may kung ano-anong pangalan. Which actually is misleading the consumers. No? So ang NFA is critical because if we want to adjust the tariff rates, tatlong klaseng bigas kasi, 25% broken, 15% broken, saka premium. Yung ini-import ng mga traders ngayon, saka mga importers, yung premium, kasi malaking tubo nila. At dahil malaking tubo nila, ayaw na nilang bumili sa local farmers because magpapatuyo pa sila, gigiling pa sila, maraming trabaho. Whereas kung mag-import lang sila, tatawag lang sa Vietnam o Thailand, darating naka-container, magandang sako, diretso sa probinsya, so wala nang trabaho. And they earn a lot. No? So, ang nangyari, yung local na production ngayon, hindi na binibili ng mga provincial traders kasi nakikipag-compete na sila sa mga imported rice. Now, ang mangyayari dyan, kailangan lang nating ibalik yung regulatory powers ng NFA kasi kapag kinontrol natin yung classification ng bigas, kung gusto na talaga natin bumaba yung presyo ng bigas sa palengke, dapat yung 25% broken at saka 15% broken ang ating i-import. Pero sino ang eksperto sa BPI o sa customs na maghihimay ng butil ng bigas ang sabihin nga ito 25% broken, ito 15% broken? Only NFA can do that. So we have to bring back the NFA to regulate the industry, not necessarily control.